give me fire, give me that which I desire. All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight it's a Kickin Assphalt Xfinity series here, and we are on the countdown to green. I'm Dean Doucette in the booth with me, Mr. Jared Carr. Jared, we got Auto Club tonight, Xfinity series, and it looks like we got some competition out there.
Club, the 2 mile track, so great. Xfinity cars, you're going to see these guys moving around all night, Dean. It's going to be a fantastic event that these guys are going to have at Kickin Assphalt tonight.
All right, let's get into our keys to the race here. We got track position. Number one, almost always up there is track position, pitting, and staying on the track. I'm not sure these are up to date, Jared. Why don't we wing it and give a couple of what we consider Auto Club keys to the race here?
Yeah, I mean, Auto Club is unique. There's really only one other track that's kind of like it. That's Atlanta. This version of the track, oldest surface, second oldest surface in the entire game, repaved last in 2000. So you know it's going to be abrasive. You know it's going to be hard on tires. So you got to be tire management. And number two, ever since the dynamic track came back, this car and this track combination has been phenomenal. But the thing is, you have to keep up with it. You have to know when to be at the bottom and when to be at the top, Dean. And these guys are going to have to figure out where to be on this track tonight to make the most out of it.
They are, as we look in on David Lamb out here. My goodness, getting out of that setup shop running here. And tonight is, Jared, the Pay2win setups race. Pay2win setups Auto Club 160. So, I mean, sponsoring the race, racing out here. He's going to be a force out here tonight.
Yeah, David Lamb, top-notch quality. I don't think I need to go into his resume, but the guy can get it done. And Dean, he is going to be a tough guy to beat. But I'm keeping my eye on some of these other guys. How about Banks in the 4 car? He's going to be good. Crownover in the 18. We saw him last week, how aggressive he was at Daytona. I expect him to be up front as well. So we got some challengers out here. It's going to be a good mix of racing.
Yeah, it really is going to be highly entertaining, highly interesting to see what these guys can do and how they fight with each other. Let's get a little recap, if we can, on the points here, as we just get them sent over. So here we go. Last week's winner, Bill Hales, if you can remember that race. It was quite an event there, quite interesting how that all went down. Hales coming home with the big 50 points. They're awarding 10 points bonus to the win, so he's got a 14-point lead already over Denny Daniels. Brandon Banks in third, Ryan Douglas, Crownover in the top 5. Then it's Cook, Prees, Kinsley, Smith, and Hannah, your top 10.
Yeah, those are all these drivers pretty good at the top of the board. I mean, you can even see it up there. I mean, these guys not messing around tonight, ready to get into action as the season marches on.
Qualifying just winding down right now. Jesse Prees on top of the board.
And here comes Lamb. He's off turn number 4, and he is slowing down. He is not going to take his second lap, it looks like.
So Lamb perhaps, I don't know, willing to start a little bit at the back maybe?
Yeah, Dean, I think you were talking to him at the beginning of the race, and he said that he hadn't had a setup built for this track, hasn't raced this track in over a year because it wasn't on the NASCAR schedule in real life. So a little bit of a curveball here at Auto Club tonight for some of these drivers.
Look in on Michael Newbra. part of JD Motorsports out here. The 6 machine turning his laps out here. Currently shown in 8th on the board. Right now, though, Jared, let's get everybody to rise up out of their seats and enjoy the singing of the national anthem by Alicia Shipman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, everybody getting ready to go race and lining up on pit road here. And we're going to get right into tonight's starting grid. On the pole, Jesse Breeze in the 04 with a time of 41.265, part of JD Motorsports. On the outside of row number 1, going to be Cody Kinsley, part of Drinkin' Bros Racing, and he'll be starting in the number 15. In row number 2, you got David E. Brown in the 3 car, and Brandon Banks in the 4 car. They're starting 3rd and 4th. Interesting there with the numbers. Starting in 5th place, Mark Hanna in the 54, with Bill Hales, last week's winner, the 21, starting 6th. Denny Dales will be starting in the 7th, and Michael Newbraw in 8th. We got Freddie Durstock Sr. starting in 9th position, and Rafe Hatlin will start 10th.
And you look back at the rest of the field, we got Marshall Layton in the number 88 there in row number 6, alongside Darren Pa in the 12 machine for Penske Racing. Row number 7, we got Ryan Douglas and Chad Biesinger from Joe Gibbs Racing. Row 8, that's going to be David Lamb in the 09, along with Anthony Crownover. Row number 9 is Eric Schaefer and John Legger. And rounding out your 19-car field is Derek Cook, who has not gridded and is likely starting from the pit lane.
Right, getting all set and ready to go. I'm really interested to shake this one out, Jared. We start at Daytona. You don't learn a whole lot on the super speedway as to, who can do what on these 1.5 miles or short tracks. We're going to learn a lot here tonight.
We are, and just to give you an update, Dean, David Lamb asking for an EOL, so he is going to start from the tail end of the field tonight to get his Kickin Assphalt career started.
All right, David Lamb from Pay2win Setups out there at the back. We'll see what he can do. Right now, Prees, Kinsley, Brown, and Banks getting ready to get this thing going.
Green, green, green.
Green flag down and away. We got to move towards the back a little bit. Looks like someone fading. That might be Marshall Layton there, having a little problem on the start or trying to drop back. Out front, Prees beating Kinsley down to the corner.
Yeah, Marshall Layton had to check up and got out of the gas there. Derek Cook leaving pit lane, so he's going to be out there. But everybody already, Dean, fanning out all over this wide track.
Yeah, this is what we like to see, this 3-4 wide action here at Auto Club.
And it's good 3 or 4 wide action. I mean, you got plenty of space here and plenty of grip in this car. I'm sure as the race goes on, you're going to see these guys move around a little bit more. The 54 ducking in, but up front, I mean, Brown is starting, or Prize, I apologize, starting to check out from this group. I mean, he's got some speed out there, Dean.
And Jesse Prize, the 04, he's checking out a little bit. Kinsley hanging on to him, though. And we're going to see, we got short run and long run speed. Talk a little bit, Jared, about these Xfinity cars. And, you can burn these things up pretty quick.
Yeah, you can. I mean, we got Marshall Layton. Something's happened to him back here, Dean. He got loose off the corner, and he is slow on the back straightaway.
He's having a hard time getting her back up to speed there. I think he's finally coming along.
But, these Xfinity cars, Dean, I mean, they are the hardest cars, stock cars to drive, I believe. I think that's unequivocal. 675 horsepower, no downforce compared to the trucks or the Cup car. So you have to be very, very throttle control oriented to get these cars around here. You can burn up the right rear if you're too aggressive with the throttle. You can burn up the right front if you're too aggressive steering. So you have to be very balanced in how you drive these cars, Dean. And California is a tough test for all these guys right out of the gate.
Super tough test. We look in on David Lamb already making moves up 6 spots, as is Eric Schaefer in the 01 machine. So these guys both on the move back there.
He's going underneath Durstock, that's Denny Daniels in the 33. Durstock, the next guy up, had a decent race on Tuesday night with Kickin Assphalt, Dean. And, these guys continued to race out here with the next-gen car and the Xfinity cars, the next-gen car in the playoffs. But up front, I mean, prizes open it up. Got a little bit of a battle for second place, Dean. We got Kinsey and Banks battling up here.
Yeah, Kinsey and Banks. Banks been coming towards the front here. So Banks on the move. I mean, he's only up 1 spot, but it seems to me like he's quite quick out here. He'll be looking to take over second place here shortly. But he's riding the bottom. Others riding the top. They're 3 wide behind him momentarily. I mean, cars taking all kinds of different lines out here, Jared.
Yeah, Mark Hanna was running in that middle line. We had Brown in the high line, and we had the 21 there of Hales kind of run the low line. As you see, Durstock dive down to the bottom there and try to get in the action as well. Hanna moves to the top, and right behind them, we got Lamb checking his nose up in here.
Yeah, Lamb riding that low line, trying to get that drive off. Having a little bit of an unstable computer right now, but he's all right. He's hanging in there, and he's in a tight group here. They're all going to have to be careful.
Durstock with a good move down the corner. Might have overdrove it a little bit. He has to get out of the throttle. 3 wide behind it.
Wow, 3 wide here with Lamb. Durstock, Lamb. I mean, I can't have Lamb twice. I think that's Hanna, Lamb, and Durstock.
Yeah, dang it. Hanna, Lamb, and Durstock, Brown, Hales, and Daniels. Then we have Newbra up there. Schaefer up 6 positions. He's up into 11th. And right behind him, Anthony Crownover up 4 positions. So we've got some guys coming forward. Layton, the guy dropping back, he's down 7, but nobody is moving through the field quicker than David Lamb. Up 11 spots. He gets underneath Mark Hanna into 3. Hanna in the wall, almost in the wall.
Yeah, riding that high line, going to be tricky up there. I'm not sure which line I want to be on yet. Let's look out front as Jesse Prize out here in the 04, starting to open up a gap. He's got a 2-second gap back to Brandon Banks, Jared.
Fastest car on the track last time, that was Prize in the 0, 41.92. Lamb in the 09, 42.05. And you have to go a little bit further back in the field to find Biesinger at a 42.3 as your third fastest. Banks in second as your third fastest driver. So the 2 teammates, the JT Motorsports guys, Banks and Prize, are already moving their way to the front of the field. Kinsey drops to 3rd, and now Lamb is checking in on those 2.
Yeah, Lamb is moving forward. Here comes Bill Hales. He's starting to make a little bit of a move. The 21, a little slow out of the gate for him, but he is starting to come forward. And you'll see more and more of this with this car. Now, the question is, Jared, and I'm going to put you on the spot on the details of this race, but, how many tires do they have? How much fuel do they have? These all interesting facts here in this Xfinity series.
Well, with Kickin Assphalt, these guys, they always run 70% fuel. They do it the next gen, they do it with their trucks, and they do it with their Xfinity series. So 70% fuel. They will have 5 sets of tires available to race tonight, Dean. No fast repairs, unlike Daytona. There is a disqualification limit of 20 incidents. I don't think we'll get there unless we really have some big wrecks. And then there is a penalty if you get 15 or above. So something to keep in mind as this race goes on.
All right, very interesting. Eric Schaefer up here still making moves. He's up 10 spots. Now he's up quite high on the track there through 1 and 2, Jared. Is that something that you would recommend at this track?
Oh yeah, I think you could run the high line, especially early in this race. I think the high line and the low line are both viable options. Right now, as you see the 01 looking underneath the 8 machine there, he's going to make the pass going into 3, so he's already got that done. And we also got Bobby Gibson. He's out there watching. He was racing last week. Unfortunately, can't race tonight. He's at work. And he said to tell all the drivers, Bobby Gibson said, good luck and be safe, Dean.
Great message from Bobby Gibson. I thought he was going to say something like, watch out next week. But a much classier message from Bobby Gibson. Right now, though, Schaefer, we keep watching him now making a move on Bill Hales. The 01, Jared, he's on the move. He's up 11 spots looking for a 12.
We got a battle for 5th. We got a battle for 2nd between 3 drivers up there and a battle for 5th. Schaefer looks underneath the 21. Kinsey kind of stuck in the middle of these 2 battles. He's got a battle behind him and a battle in front of him as Lamb is trying to work on Banks.
Now, we've seen Lamb work in the bottom of the track, Jared. Is this something that, well, maybe hurt him or not? I'm not sure. But is it going to be harder and harder to pass down there as this run goes on?
Well, this is open setup, right? So, I mean, this is there's a lot of variables that go into it. A car that's set up tighter will need to move up the track sooner. So a car that's set up looser can stay on the bottom longer. So if he has it set up loose, I mean, he could run that bottom line, I mean, pretty much the whole race if he wants to. Those guys with the tighter setup, they might have to move up a little bit as the race goes on.
As they go side by side. Banks and Lamb here coming through the start-finish line. Looking like Lamb got a bit of an advantage, but man, the 4 is getting a run on that outside.
And that's the advantage of running that high side. I mean, you do lose a little bit of time in the corner, but Lamb is going to make the pass, drives it in a little bit deep, and he just gets right down to the apron, slides up, and he's taking a perfect turn through there and moved David Lamb up to 2nd. He was the 2nd quickest driver on the track last time by, but man, that 0 car of Prize is checking out. 2.5-second lead.
Yeah, Prize doing a great job out here, the 04, but I got to tell you, Lamb now with clean air, clean track, he'll be coming in a hurry. As I say that, of course, Prize opens up a little bit more of a gap. You got Banks in 3rd, doing a whale of a job. Kinsley down a couple, into 4th, hanging in there though. Schaefer still on the move. He's up 12 spots, one of the fastest guys out here right now. Hales in 6th. Then it's Michael Newbraw. He's making moves out here. He is now up to 7th, and he's looking to take 6 away from Bill Hales.
Yeah, we got a battle there. We also got a battle back in 10th. Mark Hanna, whose connection has dropped, so that's not good. And Newbraw battling there for 6th position. We have Bessinger. He was battling for Mark Hanna. There's Mark Hanna back. Crown over also in this battle. We got battles all over the back half of the top 10, Dean.
Yeah, these guys all making moves at this point in the run, and I think this is, when they do it, right? Lap 14, lap 15, a little bit shorter run with the shorter fuel tank, but this is the time to start going forward if you've been saving a little bit, and I think you're going to see Crown over for 1 is going to move forward, and it looks like Bessinger doing the same thing.
These guys definitely running a little bit different groove in 1 and 2 than some of the other drivers, more of a mid to high line. So it's kind of interesting to see how that develops as the race goes on. And I wanted to check in on the front, Dean. That gap has now down to 1.5 seconds between Prize and Lamb. So Lamb is coming. Prize is going to need to find a little pace here.
Yeah, Lamb's coming. There's no doubt. I mean, he's knocked a half second off of this thing. He's coming. I think he's bringing the rest of the guys with him a little bit too, and Banks and Kingsley. And Denny Daniels hits pit road. So Denny Daniels, unscheduled stop for the 33. That's not good for his championship aspirations here. We're only in race 2, though.
It is, and he had a great run last week at Daytona. And then we also have Derek Cook. He is actually going to move out of last place now. He started on pit lane, but he will move ahead of Denny Daniels there. Marshall Layton in 17th. Legger in 16th, having a solid night. Then we got Douglas, Pa, and Hatland back here. Not a lot of battling going on outside the top 10, but that battle for about 8th place, Dean, that you were just talking about, we got Crownover, Durstock, Hanna, and Bessinger all in this group. They're catching Bill Hales as well.
Yeah, these guys are on the move. You got Crownover leading this group, about 1.3 seconds back of Bessinger. But Durstock Sr. hanging tough. He's starting to come forward again. So Freddie trying to fight Anthony Crownover for 9th place. Mark Hanna right there. David E. Brown right there as well.
Danny Daniels down and away. Looks like it was service that he needed to do on that machine. It was a damage, Dean. I mean, he had quite a bit of time on pit road there, 27.77 seconds. So must have hit the wall or something there in the number 33.
All right, we see Cook. I believe Cook could be a lap down or about to go a lap down. I'm not sure, Jared.
He is on the lead lap, but only 8 seconds ahead of our race leaders. So because he started on pit lane, hasn't been able to make up that time. And Prize, I'll tell you, guys, it's making up time. The Prize is that mirror is getting bigger, that 09 of Lamb, down to half a second now. They're on the same straightaway for the first time tonight, and they're bringing Banks and Kinsey with them.
Yeah, Lamb, a top-notch driver and a setup builder. He started at the back here. He's definitely going to be your race favorite, and he is coming here for the lead right now.
Here he goes. He's looking underneath. Prize moves up to that middle lane, but Lamb's going to get a good run off the corner. You see him going down the back straightaway here, and he's going to get a little bit of a tow down this corner, but Lamb likes to drive in a little bit deep on the bottom. Prize is going to go to the high side, protect the outside line. Lamb's going to get a quarter panel there, but can't quite get there, and connection lost. And he's back.
Yeah, it seems sketchy. He stayed there on my screen, Jared, but he is right in that realm of losing it more than once here tonight. And you see the different lines. Lamb all the way to the bottom. You got Prize. He's all the way on the top. And it looks like an easy pass for Lamb, but maybe not. Here comes the zero.
Prize is going to make a move on the outside. He's going to have to do the undercut. Now, he hasn't been running the low side, so I don't know how this is going to work out, but he has such a momentum run. He had to get underneath there. He's going to get side by side heading into 3 with Lamb.
Yeah, we're going to reverse it up. I mean, he hasn't been running the low, but Lamb hasn't been running the high. So neither one of them really know what's going on. Lamb looks like he's going to get the run off, pushing up the track a little bit, but that big run from the high side going to pay off here.
And it's going to bring Banks and Kinsey back into this conversation, down to 1.5 and 1 3/4 of a second behind this lead group. They're on the same straightaway as well. Schaefer, the fastest driver last time by, in 5th place, so don't count him out yet, although he does have a little bit of time to make up, along with Michael Newbra on the 6, who has finally gotten that move done on Hales.
Let's look in on our last lap times here, Jared, and just see, because I think Schaefer got to be one of the faster guys out here. Not shown on the last lap, but he might have been under heat.
Yeah, Newbra was actually the fastest driver last lap on in the 6th machine.
So Michael Newbra making a move in the number 6 here. He's up 2 spots and perhaps conserving that tire just a little better than everybody here on lap 21, starting to make his move.
Yeah, Newbra definitely. I mean, he's backed it up again with the 43.40, which is just around the same amount, but then you got the same amount as our second place driver of Prize. But Banks and Kinsey putting down some good laps equal to David Lamb. So things are starting to kind of just shift around a little bit. This is my favorite time of the race, team, because now you start to see where these guys really are at as and what they've done to abuse their tires or not abuse their tires.
Yeah, I mean, and Bill Hales, last week's winner, fastest guy last lap, him and David E. Brown, the 2 fastest guys on the track. I mean, it's kind of shifting all over the track, Jared. I don't know who to look at for as far as fastest man, but out front, it's David Lamb, Prize in 2nd. Then you got Banks in 3rd, and he's got Kingsley, who's starting to move forward again after fading at the start, perhaps on purpose.
Yeah, Newbra making that move on Schaefer on the outside through 1 and 2. What an impressive move by the 6 machine, and he gets a whale of a run down the back straightaway. He's already pulled a gap on Schaefer, so the 6 car is coming. But, you know, Dean, he's got his teammates in front of him, the 0 Prize and the 4 Banks. So the JD Motorsports guys definitely must have put some work in. They are doing a whale of a job out here at Auto Club.
Absolutely, they are. Look a little further back, you got Mark Hanna, David E. Brown, who's starting to surge forward a little bit as he gets tight. That's going to cost him a couple of tenths up towards the wall there. Rafe Hatlin back here. I believe that's Freddie Jerstock Sr. right there with him. And then Darren Paw trying to paw his way back up towards the front.
And behind him, we got Douglas, Leighton, Legger, and Cook. And these guys, you know, Cook is, you know, within a lap of going a lap down. I mean, he is on the same straightaway as our race leaders. Just hasn't had the night he needed there. Daniel's already a lap down. He's kind of in the middle of Legger right now, so he's not that far from going 2 laps down right now. But Dean, you know, we have to talk about 25 laps in. I think the window is probably going to open around lap 30 to 35, if I'm not mistaken. So we only got a few more laps until we got pit stops heading up.
Yeah, it won't be long here. It's going to be very interesting to see how these pit stops go. We know how key they are. They're key at every track, Jared. You know, you got to come in under green flag. It's so important as to when you choose to come in, short pit, long pit, right down the middle, and getting on and off. I mean, you always talk about how guys kind of forget about getting off pit road. They focus a lot on getting on pit road.
Yeah, that outlap, I mean, you don't want to, obviously don't want to burn your tires up going out of pit road, right? So there is a line, as you see, Lamb going to work underneath the 2 car and put him a lap down. But at the same time, you also don't want to leave speed on the table. And I see a lot of guys leave speed on the outlap on the table, and then they're like, I'm 4.5 seconds behind. I came in, you know, a second behind. What happened? I got in faster. We look at the pit lane times. Yeah, he got in faster, but getting out is so crucial. And I think a lot of guys starting to focus on that.
Hop on board with Kinsley here right behind the 4 of Brandon Banks to see what kind of drive off he can do or what kind of move he's willing to make.
Yeah, on board with Kinsey. Going to get that toe at the start-finish line. Trying to look kind of peaking, but he doesn't quite there yet. Lets off at the 2 so he can get a good run through the middle of this corner. Watch the 4 car there, a little bit tight in the center. Drifts up the track, but watch this number 15. He's going to get a good run off this corner. Is he going to make the move? Not yet. Kind of peeking. There he goes. He's going to make the move down into turn number 3 here. Hard on the gas. A lot of bumpy down that back straightaway, Dean. There he is. Deep on the brakes. Clips that apron a little bit. Going to slide up the track. Up into the, almost into the 4 there, and he's going to clear him.
Yeah, clear him, but the 4's coming back. That tightness the 15 got, he really had to get out of the throttle. Here it comes Brandon Banks back on the inside, so that's going to be costly for Kinsley. He's going to have to redo this whole thing one more time, I believe.
And don't look now, but Michael Newbra is like, hey, I'm going to get involved in this pretty soon.
Michael Newbrock closing in on this battle. Kinsley did win that run off the corner, so he is definitely moving back towards the front. Started second. He's actually down a spot, but he fell more than a couple, and he's clawing his way back. Banks in 4th, doing a nice job, but Newbrock may be the man on the move in the 6 machine.
We got to remember all these guys are teammates, the 0, the 15, the 4, and the 6. So JD Motorsports, even though Lamb's out there winning this race, they have the next 4 spots. So these guys getting it done. Actually, they had the next 5 spots. Apologies. Schaefer is also JD Motorsports, Dean. So they got a gauntlet out here running 2nd through 6th.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a whale of a job working on these machines, and they're putting notice out, but nobody's putting a bigger notice than David Lamb out here with his pay-to-win setup, and he is attacking this track, now opening up a 2-second lead over Jesse Prize. My apologies as I stumble around the words.
And these guys doing a good job up here, but Lamb is just consistent. And that's what, I mean, he's a veteran. He's up at the top level of one of the top levels of iRacing, so the guy can get it done. But I'm impressed with Prize. I mean, he is staying with Lamb. I mean, yeah, he's 2 seconds back, but it's not like Lamb's walked out to a 10-second lead here, dude.
No, he hasn't. I mean, these guys are doing a whale of a job. I mean, Lamb, one of the, like you said, a top level guy on here, often running in those Monday night top split races. Just a tough competitor. I mean, he's a heavy favorite. Prize, Kinsley, Banks, Newbraw, Schaefer. These guys are doing a wonderful job staying up here.
They're doing a great job. And, tonight, the pay-to-win 160 here at this track, David Lamb winning it. And that's always a nice thing when you go out here in your sponsored race and you get things done. But these teammates all battling, and that's kind of a little, not, I wouldn't say awkward, Dean, but, you're all fast, clearly, but you're kind of just jockeying for a couple positions here and there. How hard do you race the guys around you as you see the the 6 of Michael Newbrough finally get around Banks' teammate?
Well, I think at this stage of the race, you're going to lean on your teammates to be kind. But, everybody's a little bit different. Some guys want to race, and Prize is in. So Prize coming down, fairly aggressive under braking there. He's going to come in clean to 0, making a pit stop here on lap 31 of 80. Kind of a odd lap to come. Bessinger's in as well in the 20. Jared, you know me, like, why are we waiting till lap 31 of 80 to pit if you're going to need 2 stops?
If you're going to need 2 stops, you could have come in. I think 30 is going to be about the earliest you could come in, Dean. I mean, I guess 20, doing the math real quick.
27, 26?
27 would have been the earliest, yeah. So, and we got Lamb. He's coming in now, Dean.
Yeah, Lamb's going to cover that off from Prize. He's no dummy. But we're going to have some other guys. Here comes Kinsley, Newbraw. They're coming in fairly aggressive here from Newbraw. I like it. Brandon Banks are going to stay out. Yeah, and I like to call from Banks at this point. If I'm Banks, well, number one, can I get to lap 40? I guess that's a no. But if I could, I'm going to try. And number 2, I'm going to run the tank dry, Jared. I mean, why not?
Yeah, get those bonus points, number 1. I mean, he's in a championship contention. I don't know, what David Lamb's status is in the league as far as, full-time, part-time, whatever. But get those bonus points where you have an opportunity. It could come back to haunt you if you don't have those in the bank, number 1. Number 2, on ovals that have a green flag fuel, there's a limit, but I always like the overcut.
Kinsley coming out behind Lamb here. Lamb, a decent advantage, but not overly too much.
Banks is on pit road, and Paul will take over.
Yeah, Banks comes in. Paw, now your race leader, the 12. Durstock Sr. second. Marshall Layton third. Ryan Douglas. These guys still out. Jared, can they make it?
Well, Paul is coming in. Very conservative stop. Layton stays out. He's going to take this lap lead over his teammate Durstock right there at the line. So Durstock very much falling off the pace there as this race has gone on. Might have used his stuff up, but I think, or maybe he's saving fuel. Durstock, I mean, he definitely was up in the top 5 at one point in time, and all of a sudden he dropped back to 16th. So he might be, using that throttle or that clutch a little bit.
Well, let's hop on board and see if we can see. I doubt he's trying to save that much, but anything's possible. I'm hopeful.
He did a 45-second lap last time, Dean. I mean, that is a little bit slow.
And he's coming in. He is coming in. Not enough saving to be done. He comes in behind Layton, so really struggling on the long run is Freddie Durstock tonight.
Well, we got a battle for the lead. Prize and Lamb side by side, and then they get off single file coming off the line, but Lamb chasing down Prize. Prize is a great pit stop, Dean. You look at that. I'm sure you'll have that pit board up here, but very equal on the pit lane times and the pit times, but you talk about it, the outlap must have been different. Prize was able to make up that 2-second deficit.
Yeah, I mean, amazing job by Prize. I'm not seeing anything on the actual stop, but yeah, the entry, the exit must have been phenomenal. Let's see if we can pull up something to reflect that. Get our pit lap time in, and I mean, really, it all favors Lamb. So I don't know, Jared.
Yeah, the undercut is the only thing I can think of. I mean, he did pit a lap early. Lamb covered that off, and that extra lap, Auto Club, I mean, you're talking about running 41.5s and dropping off to 44.7s. So, I mean, that's over a second and a half difference as Lamb looking there. So, I mean, that undercut will pay off in the short term. I don't think it's a long-term plan, I'm going to be interested to see these guys that came in late, what they do. But not to mention, these guys have lap traffic in front of them, Dean.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen, right? We're going to have more and more lap traffic here, more and more on different pit cycles, tire cycles. So it's going to get highly interesting here. Oh, and the 91 touches the wall right in front of our leaders, manages to hang on to it and keep it up there. I mean, I'm having flashbacks. Caution on the track.
It's Durstock Sr. And maybe Ryan Douglas involved, Dean.
Yeah, it does not look good. Let's get a look in on it. Here we go. Durstock Sr. just kind of straightened that car out for a minute and then went back to the steering. Very odd maneuver, and the 11 just tags him as if he doesn't see him at all. That's Ryan Douglas. Very interesting out of the 11 machine. I mean, I'll leave it at that, but it looked like he come in there pretty hot, Jared.
Yeah, it must not have sold Durstock sideways there or something. I'm not sure, but regardless, Durstock going to get the damage out of it. Hard hit there, and obviously Douglas with a lot of damage. But that's going to trap 6 cars a lap down. Pa going to be the last car on the lead lap, and the 12 legger going to be your lucky dog.
So Lager going to be the lucky dog. That's very interesting. You're going to have the likes of, you know, Hannah, Brown, Hatlin, Pod. I'm not sure if they're going to need wave rounds or not, Jared. I'm not sure how this is all going to sort out here. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, they were just far behind because of that cycle, so they are good to go. They're going to be back on the lead lap as Denny Daniels has stopped on the front straightaway for some reason there, but he has got it going again. Well, now, you know, Dean, I wonder if these guys will pit here, even though they just came in. This track eats tires, and they have 5 sets. I mean, I think everybody's going to come down here.
I mean, I would. Even if I'm 1 lap in, I think I'm coming in, and here comes a bunch. It looks like everybody going to come in. Maybe someone stays out. Banks? No.
Watching down the field, Hannah and them just now catching up. Looks like they're going to come down pit road. I don't see anybody gambling on it, which I can't blame them.
I mean, Paw, he's coming in too. Legger.
Yeah, Legger's the lucky dog, so he'll have to wait another lap to come in. And then Leighton, the lap down, Douglas, and all these guys are out on the track. They have to stay out another lap. But everybody on, so it's going to be a race off pit road. What can Lamb do here in the pits?
Yeah, so interesting here. We'll look and see the race off of pit road here.
Looks like Prize has got a little bit of advantage. He's down the way, but look at the 09. He's coming, and he's going to win the race off.
The 09 of Lamb beating him out with a Prize with a 15-4 stop to David Lamb's 14-6. So Lamb, you know, not only a great driver, a setup builder, he can do those pit stops. The other big winners out there, Hales and Cronover, they had great stops. Banks with an extended stop of 23-2.
And you look at, you know, when that pit board, Dean, you look at it, and pit lane time, kind of irrelevant under caution. The pit time, almost a second slower for Prize. I don't know if he maybe clipped the wall, had a little damage, thought he might get it fixed. But Lamb, impressive stop, 15.65, or 14.65. The only other driver in the top 10 that had under a sub 15 second, we had Hales, and we had Brown in the 3 machine. Everybody else above 15 seconds, so very quick stop.
Cronover as well.
Sorry, Cronover, yep, you're right.
But yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, I'm a little surprised that a lot of these stops over 15 seconds. You know, we got a short fuel load here. I'm thinking, you know, 14.6 is pretty standard. I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before, Jared.
Yeah, and you know, we're gonna see what happens, man. And this has been a great race. These guys have put on a top class show. Just at halfway, 1 caution so far. We got some green flag stops. Now we get to see what these guys can do on the short run, Dean, and man, it's going to be exciting to see.
All right. David Lamb from the back on the last start will be starting on the point here. Jesse Prize, he's going to be starting second. Kinsley, and now Newbraw up in fourth, a little better spot from him. He's up 4 spots. You got Bessinger's up 9 with Hales right where he started, and Cronover is up 9. So some of these big movers, Cronover, Bessinger, and Newbraw, watch out for them.
They kind of get a reset, right? I mean, this caution lets them get back in the mix and see things out. Maybe they got some speed we don't know about, and this all of a sudden can change the complexion of the race. We're about to find out as the pace car rolling through 3 and 4. Lamb and Prize, Kinsey and Newbraw are going to lead them down, Dan.
Pace car about to pull off here. We're going to see what Lamb can do on this low line here. Not choosing the high side. Not sure he has that choice. He's holding. And he's holding. And green flag drops. He's shot out of a cannon. And Kinsey is going to try to power on through past Prize.
All those JD guys right there, but now you got Chad Bessinger up in the mix as well with his teammate Crownover shoving him down to 1, getting around that 6 machine. Now the battle for second is on as Lamb has checked out a little bit already. He's got a little bit of a safety net as Crownover with a good move coming off the corner. He's going to move to 5th place.
Yeah, watch out for Anthony Crownover. He can still get up here. Here comes Prize. He wants that spot back. He's going to get it right away.
Prize underneath
maybe
Kinsey.
I spoke too soon.
Ooh, my goodness. Kinsey might have scraped that wall coming off the corner. That was close.
They're both pushing the cars to their limits behind them. We get 2 and 3 wide action back here. It's Newbraw and Bessinger. They're slugging it out. Hales right there with them.
Hales checking his nose up there. And Dean, I already get the impression that Hales is a conservative driver. He's going to wait and make his move and make the move that he needs to make. And he does a good job there as the 6 machine of Newbraw gets a little bit loose off the corner. I feel like Newbraw's got a long run setup car, Dean. He dropped back at the beginning of the run last time at the start of the race, and then he kind of came slowly forward. So I expect that 6 car just kind of feel things out right now.
Right now, Lamb out there. Prize hanging with him. Kinsey is right there as well, and here comes Anthony Cronover up to 4th place now. Bessinger as well on the move. So all these guys we've been talking about now towards the front, we're going to see what they can do.
Crownover doing a good job there. And, Dean, that's, I wonder, I was sitting here thinking these guys came in on 33, came back in on 37. That's just enough time to know if, you make an adjustment and if you like where that adjustment's at or if you need to go further with it, right? So that could be a big thing for some of these drivers trying to move to the front. Crownover looks like a guy, he might have found something and started to make an adjustment there.
We look back at Leighton making a move on the 12 of Darren Paw. Paw trying to fight back. We'll move back up a little bit here. Looks like Banks in the middle with David E. Brown and Michael Newbraw fighting it out.
Well, Danny, let's keep in mind with Marshall Leighton, he took that wave around, so he was the only driver. Actually, him and Denny Daniels did not pit on this last caution. They both took the wave around. Denny Daniels getting back to 1 lap down. Leighton back on the lead lap. I'm going to be curious to see what he can do with those older tires.
These guys going in almost 3 wide. Looks like Newbraw going to win this battle off, but here comes the 4 coming back in, Brandon Banks, and don't forget about Schaefer. This is quite a little battle we got brewing here.
Yeah, Banks was up front, early in this race, Dean, but he's kind of just dropped off there at the start of this run. To see what he can do, but look at the 3 of Brown working the high side. Schaefer up on the back bumper of him. Oh, they're definitely 3 wide. Schaefer
was making a high side that wasn't there. He's going to slide down now and put the bumper on, I'm not sure, on the 4 of Brandon Banks and give him a push into the corner as they try and clear David E. Brown.
That was some heck of a race, and good job by all those drivers there. They could have wadded it up and been under caution again, but did a good job there. The 4 slides down in front of the 0-1, going to get a little push from his teammate down into turn 1. And Lamb did the fastest lap of the race last time by, Dean, so Lamb starting to throttle it.
Yeah, no surprise. David Lamb out there leading, starting to extend. If we stick with this battle momentarily, move up a little bit, you got Bessinger right in front of Bill Hales, then Cronover. There's Kinsey, I'll get it right there, Cody, one of these times. Jesse Prize up kind of a little spot by himself, and then it's our leader, David Lamb from Pay2win out here in the Pay2win 160 here at Auto Club. He is putting on a show.
So I know it's early. We have a lot of things that could happen before this race is over, Dean. But looking at this, these guys can make 31 to 33 laps on fuel. It looks like we came in on lap 31 or 37 under this caution. That puts you at 68. So this is definitely going to be kind of that fuel strategy mode. I don't think anybody can push it from here, but if somebody's willing to do it, you might be able to squeak it out if you're one of those late stop guys. And Durstock has crashed.
Freddie Durstock on pit road. Not sure what happened to him. Get a quick look at it here.
Looks like he just rode into the wall. Almost Denny Daniels gets into him, but he's able to keep it going.
Something must have happened prior to what we're seeing. He rode that wall for a bit. Let's see here. He comes up out of the exit and he's just pushing, and he just cannot stop himself. He does a great job of turning that car right and getting up into that wall multiple times to stay out of traffic. Great job by Freddie, but it's his race effectively over, and it's going to be a rough night for him.
A tough night for Freddie Durstock, a guy that I think has been improving a lot over on the next gen side. So we'll see what he can do with this Xfinity car, learning as he goes. But up front, it's Lamb and Prize. Prize not quite there like he was at the beginning of the run, or at the first run of the race, Dean. But he is not letting Lamb just take off from him.
He's not. And these top 5, 6 guys, they're all hanging in there. Here comes Newbra. He's going to fight with Hales down into the corner.
Yeah, and Hales doing a good job. Lets him go down the corner. And now Newbra gets a little bit loose and then pushed loose off the corner. Hales set that up beautifully. He's going to do the undercut there.
Yeah, Hales. I mean, you talked about him being a little bit patient. He has that feel that he might be one of those guys. Could he be a guy? I mean, he's racing awful hard to be conserving, but you hope that someone's on that. I mean, I'd be out there trying, Jared. I mean, how much time can you be back and still win if guys need to pit? I'm going to say probably 50 seconds anyway.
Yeah, I mean, your pit lane time is around 50, seconds, 45 to 50 seconds, depending, right? So if you can just stay there, I mean, I would try to save it. I mean, a win is a win, right? And you don't get too many opportunities. I know our partner, TJ Bartel, might disagree with his luck on saving fuel, but I'd say, sometimes you just got to go for it.
Well, hey, you brought it up the other night. I mean, he actually won saving fuel as well. So it's, it was gambled, no doubt. But I mean, if you're back, if you're Marshall Layton, Mark Hanna, Darren Paw, what do you got to lose? I mean, you're back in 11th, 13th place. Why not?
Yeah, I'm looking at Paul, Hatlin, Legger, Cook, who's back on the lead lap. I would definitely say, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. The worst that's going to happen is I'm going to finish 15th where I'm running right now, or I'm going to finish 16th or 17th. Like, we're not talking about losing 10 or 15 points. We're talking about gaining 10 or 15 points.
Yeah, I think Cook might be a lap down, isn't he?
Yeah, I apologize. Cook is a lap down. I apologize.
You should apologize. David Lamb out here leading this thing, the 09, doing a great job. Prize has really impressed me as well. He's been up front outside of Lamb a lot tonight, and he's been looking very good, that zero machine. And Cody Kinsey, he is in the 15, and man, he's had a nice night. Started second, riding third. He's been kind of in this spot for a while, Jared.
Yeah, I mean, he started second, run third, like you said, but he hasn't shown that long run speed, but he's showed that he is definitely a top 5 car. He's got definitely a top 5 car, no doubt about it. And you look behind him, that's Bessinger up 10 spots. Besides Lamb, I mean, he's the big mover, him and Crownover. they're kind of in a battle with Michael Newbra. As I said before, feel like he's a guy that's got a long run setup. You know, he dropped back to 7th place, let all these guys go at the start, and now he's starting to come back and pick them off.
Wow, Newbra and Bessinger there. Bessinger, a little wiggle on the straightaway, almost into Newbra. Newbra powering through on the corner, going to take that spot, put him up to 4th place. Now, Jared, I wanted to pose something to you. We talked about trying to save fuel here to make it. If you're not going to make it, when do you pit? It's lap 37. It's basically 40 laps from there, so we're looking at lap 57 to 60 should be pit stop, correct?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not going to save fuel, I would get on pit road, basically split it in. Denny Daniel's going to come down pit road. Now, he's already a lap down, so this is maybe a strategy on that part. But, you know, you look at it, I would probably say somewhere between 55, maybe 65, but that's the latest I would want to come in on this one.
Yeah, I mean, what about the short pit? I mean, coming in now.
The thing is, with Auto Club, I think there's a limit, right? I mean, this track, I mean, we're talking about a second and a half, almost 2-second fall off from the best lap down to the, you know, at the end of the run. I mean, we're doing 41s to 44. So sorry, so 3 seconds. So that's a lot of time. And that's why I'm like, you know, maybe stay out a little bit, you know, push the edge a little bit to like 61, 62 rather than short pit. Short pit is good if you think a caution is going to come out, though.
I don't know. You know me, I'll throw anything at the wall I can think of. And I'm thinking I'm coming in 2 laps, Jared. If I'm back here, if I'm Brandon Banks, Eric Schaefer, Cronover, one of these type of guys, Hales, somewhere in there, I'm coming in really early, and I'm going to force everybody else to think about it and see. And I'm thinking it'll be early enough that everybody stays out. So I got my own strategy. I will have the lead at some point if it goes green, no doubt about that. It's a matter of whether I can hang on to it. And what if a caution comes out while I'm leading? Hey, new ball game.
Yeah, I mean, all good points. I just, man, this is a tough call. This has had a green flag fuel, but you never know. We almost had another caution when Durstock hit the wall, did a good job staying off of it. But, you know, I look at it, and Dean, I'm going with the overcut, man. Sorry, I can't back you up on this one.
I just don't know how you can go an overcut when you're only going to have 15 laps left. We're down to 25 laps. If you have to pit, I mean, I'm going to harp on it. Get in there now. Who's listening to me? Get in. We look in on Price. He's in 2nd. It's Kinsey still in 3rd, but he's getting hunted now by Michael Newbra and this 6 machine. He's looked really good here tonight, Jared.
Yeah, he has definitely got the long run setup. I think maybe just a little too conservative at the start. I think he probably has had a little bit more in the tank and gave up a little bit too much time, because I think this car is very good on that long run. I mean, he is mowing down Kinsey. I mean, he gained half a second that sector alone. So, I mean, he has got a car that's capable of finishing in the top 2 tonight.
So Newbra doing a good job. Bessinger back here in a group of great cars. Bessinger, Schaefer, and Banks, and they're battling here, Jared.
And Schaefer's another guy. I mean, he gave up a lot of track position. Banks the same way with bad pit stops. And, you know, Banks, 33 second, Schaefer Banks 23 second, Schaefer almost 34 seconds. So these guys must have gotten the wall or something, had to get some damage repaired. They've got rockets out there, and they're moving forward.
So Schaefer again starting to get through the field a little bit. He's up 12 spots on the night. I like what I've seen from the 01 so far here tonight.
I like this whole JD Motorsports group. I mean, Prize, Kinsey, Newbra, Schaefer, Banks. These guys clearly have put some effort in. They've clearly put some practice in, and they have figured out Auto Club. They're here to race. They're here to win races. Lamb's out there. I mean, he's a super talented guy. Prize isn't letting him get away too much. I mean, 3 seconds is not that much time really at Auto Club. So, I mean, I like what all these guys are doing, and that's not to say that anybody else is doing worse or anything like that. They just came prepared.
Yeah, they came prepared. There's no doubt about it. The 4 car, Brandon Banks, starting to battle back on Schaefer. Let's take nothing away from Brandon Banks. He's been just awesome out here tonight. Bessinger in 7th. Cronover 8th. You got Hales in 9th. David E. Brown in 10, and we're on 22 to go. Gibson in the chat says he come in in 2 laps on lap 60.
Hatlin's in.
Hatlin is in, so Rafe making his stop here now.
So there you go, Dean. There's the guy listening to you, Rafe.
I mean,
Hatlin.
I like that he's done it, but it's not enough. It should have been 2-3 laps ago, in my opinion. I don't know how far Lamb's going to take this, or Prize or Newbra, but again, when we get down to this, like, how good are your new tires if there's only 10 to go, Jared?
Yeah, I mean, there is a threshold, right? I mean, you don't want to stretch it out 10 laps to go. Mark Hanna is on pit road. But I think, right now is probably where you're kind of looking at, the early stops. And I think maybe with 18 to 16 to go, I think you'll see the later stops. And if I was Lamb, I'd stay out as long as I could because you'll start cooking into time at the end of this thing.
All right, so Newbra now has moved into 3rd place, and he continues, and that's going to bring Kinsey in. Right behind him, the 4, Brandon Banks with an aggressive entrance. What an entrance from the 4 machine. He closed up 10 car lengths on the 15, and that just shows you what can be done. Now, he is riding down through the stalls, so not a huge fan of that, but side by side might be the safest thing you can do.
Yeah, and what a job by Banks. If he didn't get a penalty, that was a great pit entry there. We got a car smoking there, Durstock smoking on pit road, but good pit stop from Banks. Or if he didn't get penalized there, Lamb continued to stay out. Prize looks like he's staying out as well, Dean.
All right, so our leaders stay out. It's starting to get interesting. 19 to go. David Lamb, your race leader in the 09. Prize second. Schaefer now coming in. You see him there. So Schaefer really one of the first front goers, I would say, to come in. I guess Banks as well. Bessinger was up there as well a little bit. But Lamb still riding around out here. I think he's going to come in and cover this off here any lap now.
Staying out this time. No indication there of the radio right now for Lamb. Prize the same way. So both these guys staying out, but I don't think they can stay out too long because you got Kinsey that's came in already. Now Newbra's coming in, Dean.
Yeah, Newbra coming in. A little tentative there on the entrance. That's going to cost him a little bit. Here comes Hale. Hale's a little bit more aggressive here on the entry.
Both those guys are a lot more conservative than Banks.
Yeah, definitely. And it's an odd track, Jared, to get on. You see where the lines are, but to get all the way to that point, it takes balls. I guess that's the best way to put it. I mean, You've really got to stay on the track, and you got to put your car in jeopardy, your race in jeopardy to have one of those great pit stops. And quite frankly, I'm not willing to do it, but someone out here might.
So Lamb, Prize, and Crownover still out here. Crownover 14 seconds back. Brown and Layton. Now Layton has the oldest tires of the entire group. I think Marshall Layton should have been on the pits a long time ago, but he is stretching this thing out a little bit here, showing a little bit of getting some legs under him there in the number 88 machine.
17 to go right now. Lamb leading. Prize saving anything? Is Cronover? Cronover's a crafty guy. Let's hop on board with Cronover and see if he's clutching or anything.
Prize is coming down pit road, Dean, to answer your question about pitting. So you look at Crownover. Don't hear any clutching out of that 18 machine, but he is slowing down. I think he's coming in this time. No, he's not.
I'm not hearing any clutching, so I don't think Cronover is really saving. Very interesting. Prize on pit road. We're on 16 to go. Here comes Lamb, I believe. Or no, they just blinked on me.
So we're down to Lamb and Crownover, Brown, and Layton as the only guys that have not pitted yet. Of the guys that have pitted, the leader is Banks in that number 4 machine. He has got that lead about 2-3 seconds over Cody Kinsey and Eric Schaefer battling for 7th place. Here comes our
leader. So you see Lamb a little closer to where that exit or that entrance actually is. Didn't look fast, but he's on the track longer, Jared, and that's going to save you about a second's time.
It is. Crownover is still going to stay out, so Prize has come in and he's done with his stop. Crownover going to stay out. 15 to go now at the line. So he is going to push this thing. Brown's coming in, and Marshall Layton is coming in. So Crownover, last man standing.
Okay, Anthony Cronover, it's on you. Can you save a few laps of fuel, or are you just going for the long pit and hoping for a caution here? Either way, I like to gamble. You had Brandon Banks, who was first in. He has leapfrogged Jesse Prize now by about 2.5 seconds.
Going to be a close one off pit road. Lamb across the line now. Lamb on the apron. Banks across the line. And it's going to be super close, but I think Lamb's going to be able to maintain this lead as he's going to get up to speed.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to maintain it quite handily over Brandon Banks. But interestingly, he is 28 seconds and beyond behind Anthony Cronover, our current leader. If Cronover can save a few laps of fuel, this race will be his. I don't see David Lamb in 14 laps. He'd have to make up over 2 seconds a lap, Jared.
Yeah, but Dean, I didn't see Crownover saving fuel. His lap times don't look like he saved fuel. So I'm going to be interested to see how long he stretches this thing out. He's still staying out.
Well, I mean, he could go for like just a fuel and go, but at the time he's hemorrhaging on the track, I don't think it'll help him at all. So he's going to have to make it if this is to work. Otherwise, he's going to lose several spots.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Dean. And this is going to be huge for this race tonight. If Cronover can save this thing, I mean, that's a heck of a steal, but I'm a little bit skeptical on that one.
Go through a little bit here, and you can see Bessinger, Newbra, Kinsey. So some of these guys, have lost some track position through this pit cycle, and it's a lost art, or it's an art that guys don't practice enough, Jared. You race so hard, you got your long run runners, your short run runners, and often these green flag races are won and lost on pit road.
Yeah, and you look at it, I mean, Newbra, we don't have an accurate time for, so we can't really count him, but Lamb, 49.15, Banks at 50.185, so there's that second and a half that he was trailing there coming off pit road. There's the difference right there. Prize, Schaefer, 53. These guys, the only other driver in the 49 was Cody Kinsey. I mean, a 49.95, but it looked so fast, right? We were talking about Banks looked so fast, and Lamb looked so slow comparatively coming on pit road. But in reality, Lamb, like you said, he just cut down the amount of time he was getting on pit road, really.
Yeah, you just stay out on the track a little bit longer. I mean, if you cut down and cut through those lines that are on there, you're hemorrhaging time no matter how much it looks like you're going fast. But the evidence is showing out here. Some good pit stops, though, like you brought up. Some decent times there for sure, and some guys who lost a lot of time. Right now, Cronover, your race leader. Can you hang on? It's down to 19 seconds already, Jared. So I'm not even sure he can hang on if we go green here. We got 10 to go.
Yeah, he was, 43.96. I mean, we're talking about 3-second difference between Lamb and Cronover, and we got 10 laps to go. So Cronover, if he's able to save fuel, I mean, you're talking probably finishing in about 8th place if he doesn't pit right now.
You think he's going to hemorrhage that much time? I mean,
if he can make it.
If he can make it, he lost 2.3 seconds last lap. I think he's coming in. He was trying, I think, and he's just abandoned it. And you see him with that cut. He cut the whole track there. That's a much, much slower way of getting in my estimation.
Yeah, I think you're correct on that. We'll see what his pit lane time is. But Dave Lamb, what can you say, Dean? I mean, he's back out front, and he did so good on pits. He is going to have a 5-second lead over Jeremy Prize.
Yeah, there's not much he can say. I mean, he has the talent. We've seen him in here, and we kind of thought, well, this is, David Lamb, just a class above, and, a set builder over at Pay2win. class act guy, and we expected him to do this, and he's doing it. So no mistakes from David Lamb, and that's really what we would have to take to beat him here tonight. But Prize, let's give him some credit. Been running up here in second all night long. The 04 machine, well, he led some as well, but Prize has been very, very good.
He has. Give you an update real quick on Anthony Cronover. 2 tires stop in the 18 machine, 7.15 pit time. So he does decide to get just a little bit of fuel and 2 tires on that machine. We'll see how that works out. But I kind of like that call. I mean, he was running really at the end of the day, running 8th, 9th anyway. So, I mean, he didn't really lose anything. Tried a strategy move. You got to try something sometimes, see what happens.
I mean, the caution could have came out, and he'd be just sitting pretty in the lead, right? So give him credit. He tried something, and with that 2 tire stop, if he can hold off, let's look in on him. If he could hold off David E. Brown, who is over 6 seconds behind, which I think he can hold that over 8 laps, you know, he's going to be almost status quo for where he was running anyway.
Exactly right. But up front, Lamb in some traffic. He's coming up on the number 88 of Marshall Layton here.
You hop on board with Lamb. You can't really see Layton as he's already cleared him. Up ahead, he's got a couple of more, Jared, and really this is the last challenge for David Lamb, is these 2 cars ahead of him on the track.
Exactly right. I mean, that's where he's at right now. Layton is in 14th, and now Paul will be the next guy up for Lamb here, not too far down the road there. But you know, Dean, you look at it in the grand scheme of things, what a race for that JD Motorsports group. I mean, you got 4 cars up in the top 5. Looks like one of them, we've lost one of them. I think it's no, we haven't. They're all still. Kinsey's dropped to 7th. Apologies. So doing a great job. I mean, this is the team that they're putting their stamp out there. We've got a lot of these type of races on the schedule, and they got something they can build on.
Oh, they definitely do. I mean, this team is, you know, they're going to do well, and I don't expect Lamb to be in this series as a full-time member, so I just wouldn't expect, you know, right now we'd be talking about JD Motorsports endlessly and their dominance here tonight.
And we're going to these, you know, traditional tracks you see at the beginning of the schedule, going to Las Vegas next week, and then Phoenix before we have that Thanksgiving break. Then we come back to Atlanta, Circuit of the Americas, and Richmond. So got some good tracks in there before the New Year's break. All these tracks, I mean, obviously except Circuit of the Americas, kind of fit together, you know, in some way or shape or form. So it's going to be interesting to see how the season transpires for the JD guys and everybody else, because they put their stamp out there that they're the team to beat right now.
What about the guy we're looking in on here, the 20 of Chad Bessinger, part of Joe Gibbs Racing? Now, he's had himself a great night, up 8 spots on the evening. I mean, you know, the 20, you can't take nothing away from him, man.
No, Chad Bessinger doing a great job out there, and him and Crownover, they've got speed. They just got to harness that speed, right? They've shown that short run pace, they've shown the ability, but I think they just need a little bit more. And you know, you look at him. I think they're going to be contenders. I think Hales, he's proven tonight he's going to be a contender with Brown, that RCR group. So it's going to be an exciting season to see how this plays out.
It absolutely will be. We're looking on Kinsey here in 7th. There's Bill Hales, part of Richard Childress Racing. He's in 8th. Cronover in 9th. Brown back here in 10th. Running that 3 machine. You got Mark Hanna in the Skittles car. He's I'm not sure who he's with right now, but Hanna doing a nice job out here. You got Paul.
Hanna in the wall. Hanna in the wall.
As I got off him, I guess he got in the wall there. It was my bad for leaving him so quick.
Yeah, he just got the wall coming off turn 2. He's part of Joe Gibbs Racing, but maybe a little damage. But with 3 to go, I don't think Paul in the 12 car will catch him.
We're looking on David Paw in that 12 machine, running 12th. Started 12th. It's a 12th kind of night for Darren Paw. Marshall Layton back here in 13th place. And it's Rafe Hatlin in 14th. Ledger 15th. Darren Cook is out here still running, and he is in 16th. Douglas still on the track. Early problems for Douglas in the 11. He's in 17th, and then Denny Daniels and Freddie Durstock. Out front, though, 2 to go for David Lamb.
And David Lamb's going to come up on Mark Hanna here and get him a lap down. So that's going to leave us with 10 cars on the lead lap. Don't think he's going to catch Brown. He's 8 seconds up the road as you see Hanna go a lap down here. And Dean, what can you say about Lamb? I mean, give the guys due. He could come out here and wheel it in the Xfinity car.
Yeah, I mean, he moved to the back. He started from the back. He went out here. He showed his dominance. He's out here showing, he sponsored this race, Pay2win setups. He went out here and show what his setup can do. And it can do damage, but make no mistake about it, Lamb can wheel it in any setup. He's been great all evening, and he's about to come into 3 and take this victory.
Yeah, he's coming down into 3. Dave Lamb doing a good job. Looks like he's going to win his home stake race, Dean, coming off turn 4.
Yeah, he's going to win this Pay2win 160. It's David Lamb taking the checkered flag, grabbing the victory. The 09 been great. Pride's going to come around and hang on to that machine out of 4. He'll be taking second. Brandon Banks will take home 3rd place tonight. Nice run from him. And Eric Schaefer up 13 spots will be in 4th. Newbraw in 5th. Bessinger, Kinsey, Hales, Cronover, and Brown your top 10.
And what a race there. Hannah's going to come on 11th with Layton getting around Paul at the end. And then Legger, Cook, and Douglas, they're going to finish out the race. Daniels and Durstock unable to finish tonight.
Yeah, tough night for those guys. There's no doubt about that. We watched David Lamb come around here for a little photo op and a little burnout celebration as he wheels that machine around and starts to smoke those tires down. The 09, your victor here in the Pay2win 160 at Auto Club. Right now, let's take a short commercial break. We'll come back. We'll get interviews with our top 3 finishers.
Here, iRacing, Climb to the Clouds, Mount Washington Hill Climb, available now. Check it out.
All right, welcome back to Auto Club and the Kickin Assphalt Xfinity Series. David Lamb, your race winner. And Jared, we talked in the countdown to green there about what we might learn tonight. And I think we learned a couple of things about some of these guys out here.
Up from Daytona getting an 8th place. I mean, there's some guys out there that are kind of sneaking around. We had to Las Vegas right up the road. Next week, Dean, I think we're going to see a lot of the same guys in the mix at that race as well.
Oh, most definitely we will. As you see our race results there, let's go ahead and get a look in on the points championship situation, and you can see a little bit of movement there, but Hales still hanging on. Banks up 1, Prize up 4. Of course, they're going to change a little bit with some bonus points and deductions, but approximation here. Cronover is up 1 into 4th. Kinsey up 3. Newbraw's up 5. Schaefer up 7. So some big movers there. Denny Daniels, Ryan Douglas struggling. They're going to fall a little bit. Hanna hanging on in the top 10, and you can see the rest there.
Yeah, Bessinger up 9 spots. I mean, good points tonight from him after a tough Daytona race. But Dean, what a race here at Auto Club.
What a race indeed. Let's get into it with our 3 top finishers here tonight. as I welcome in Brandon Banks in the 4 machine, finishing third tonight. Really solid evening. Congratulations on third place, Brandon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Brandon, a tough night out there. I mean, fighting the likes of Lamb out here. I don't think we're going to touch him too much here tonight. But when we look at JD Motorsports, looks like you guys got something figured out.
Yeah, we got a good team, man. Yeah, and David, he's on a rail, man. It's hard to beat him anywhere you go. So we're just trying to really all fighting for second with him on the track. But yeah, we had a good we put a lot of practice time in earlier this afternoon, and it seemed like we got it kind of figured out there towards the end. Track temperature was a little bit off from what we practiced, so we was kind of scrambling a little bit to get that get the right tape and everything on the car, just so we could run in traffic. But besides that, we had good cars.
Yeah, you had great cars. You were making great decisions there. Talk a little bit. I mean, a big part of this is pit stops, obviously, under green flag conditions. Was there anything you wish you would have done? What was your strategy? And how about getting on pit road here at Auto Club? It's a little bit different to try and get on with speed.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy to get off, especially on old tires. I got a little sideways coming out on the first one, trying to get probably a little too much. Um, but I think we had the right strategy there. Like I said, I don't think anybody was going to catch David unless we had some kind of caution, and he made a mistake there at the end, and we could get to him. But yeah, I think short pitting there was a little bit risky there. We were hoping that if we go in, David would kind of follow us, and then it would just kind of cause a chain reaction, and we can get our lap back. Kind of pinned us a lap down there for, I don't know, 7, 8 laps maybe. But I think that was the right move. I don't think I could have if I'd have stayed out. Not even sure if I would have actually been able to finish top 3. So I think it was the right move.
Definitely looked like a good move out there. As you look forward to the schedule, you got to like what you're seeing, as you guys perform tonight. How are your chances of the next few tracks?
We got Las Vegas next time. We got a pretty good setup there, I believe. We've done a practice race or 2 with these guys, and we seem to have pretty dominant cars, and then that too. So hopefully we can put a little more practice in and try to make it a little quicker, especially if David's going to be here. So that's we're like I said, we're all just kind of battling for second. So we hopefully we'll have a good show next week.
All right, Brandon. Well, excellent job this week. Great points night here. Congrats on third place again. And anybody you want to thank, now's the time.
Like I said, my teammates, JD Motorsports, Cody, Michael Newbrow, Eric, Jesse, they put a lot of time getting this thing right. Drinker Bros Racing for being one of the sponsors. You guys and Marshall and all them guys for putting this on. It's a lot of fun.
All right, Jared. That was third place finisher, Brandon Banks in the 4 machine.
Yeah, I've caught up with our second place driver tonight, the pole setter, Jesse Prize. Jesse, congratulations on a runner up tonight, but man, it looked like you just needed a little bit more time to get there to David Lamb.
Yeah, I don't think I had anything for him. That guy, he's too fast. I tried, but I couldn't quite do it. I did all right once we were close to each other, but he's an animal.
Yeah, he's definitely a solid guy. But let's talk about your night. I mean, you were no slouch out there. You kept him honest most of the night. You led a lot of laps. Auto Club, not the easiest track on the schedule by any means, especially in these cars. We saw you moving around a lot for grip. How difficult was that track here tonight?
One of the hardest races I've ran as far as really wheeling it. And I was trying to set up earlier, and we were trying to run the high line, and last minute we kind of switched setups, and I found this one and started figuring out the low line there, and you could be fast, but you really had to saw on the wheel, and it was a handful. I kept trying to loosen it up as the race went, just because I know the track's going to tighten up quite a bit. But I'm happy with what I did. That's the best I've ran here. So
Yeah, you look like a pro out there. You did a great job. You look ahead. You got Las Vegas next week. I mean, number one, you got Las Vegas. Number two, your team, JD Motorsports. I mean, you guys, you were the best of the rest. I mean, you finished second through fifth and seventh tonight. I mean, that's got to be impressive as well. I mean, you guys really putting your stamp on the season, making yourselves like the guys to beat. Is that what your goal is?
yeah, we got a great group of guys. I mean, to tell you the truth, Banks and Schaefer are better than I am. I'll tell you that. I'm surprised I was able to outrun them here. Banks was running a little bit different setup. I think it's the biggest deal there. But yeah, we spent a lot of time working together and working on setups. And I think we're going to have a lot for him this year.
Well, Jesse, congratulations on a second place. Still a lot to go in the season, but I'm going to turn it over to you and let you have the last word on your race tonight.
I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate what you do here and the league and all the sponsors. A lot of fun. I'd like to give a shout out to my daughter, Cadence, and all the JD Motorsports. It's a heck of a run.
All right, Dean, that was our runner-up tonight, Jesse Prize, and I believe you've caught up with our race winner, Mr. David Lamb.
Yeah, I got the 09 David Lamb, winner of the Pay2win 160 at Auto Club, putting a stamp. You sponsored the race, you win the race, David. What more could we ask? Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. It was a lot of fun coming from the back there at the beginning. It's interesting.
It was fun. It was interesting. Talk a little bit about it now. You guys are going 2 and 3 wide at the beginning of the race. You're trying to ride the really low line there, and still getting a pretty decent drive off. Is that something you worked a lot on? I've seen a lot of guys migrating to the top of the track.
Yeah, I built it solely for the bottom because I knew everybody was going to be up high, and that wears the tires out a little more when you're up high. So I built it for the bottom and just hoped everybody would fall off.
Well, they did just that, and we were pretty much on cruise control, but we got a little caution there, and it kind of broke up things. Talk a little bit about your thoughts on what you were going to do there, and if you had lane choice or not. I was kind of interested on.
The biggest thing I was stressing was making sure I beat Jesse out of the pits because it's really hard to pass here. So I made sure I got down pit road as fast as possible without breaking the speed limit, and then just nailed the pit stop.
Well, yeah, we noticed that, David. Now everybody kind of cutting those lines here at Auto Club. If you're to follow the actual entrance into pit road, it's really quite risky and quite tough. I think you did it better than practically anybody, and it didn't look as fast, but it was actually faster. Just talk a little bit about how getting on Auto Club pit road here.
Yeah, it's tricky because like you're having to really run in deep before you get on the brakes to get in the pits here. That way you don't lose any time. So just got to fight it into the pits without losing it.
Yeah.
Basically it.
Yeah, well, you did a great job. You looked very smooth on it. Obviously, practice. We talk a lot about pit stops up here and what it's going to take. Now, David, looking forward, can we expect you to be running this series? Is this a one-off for you, or are you going to be here?
I'll make a few races this season. I'm pretty busy on Friday nights most of the time, but I like Auto Club and I seen that they moved my sponsor to this race, so I decided to hop in and run it. I might make Vegas. I'm not sure.
Well, we love seeing you here. We love the fact that Pay2win sponsored this race as well. Congrats on this victory, man. And any shout outs you want to give, anybody you want to thank, now's the time.
Yeah, I thank all the guys at Elliott Sadler Esports and all the guys at Pay2win Setups. This is kind of a little combination of a lot of work between all of us, so it was a lot of fun. We didn't really have anything set up for Auto Club, so I went back like 4 seasons and pulled out a set that we ran here. So big thanks to them.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the victory again. Jared, David Lamb, pretty humble there in the 09 and what was a very dominating performance.
Yeah, I mean, top class driver, top class interview. I mean, what more can you expect out of David Lamb? Good to see he's going to come back around, maybe
Yeah, it was a great race. I mean, when it comes to a guy like David Lamb coming into your league and that, this is a guy with expertise, with experience building setups, with experience on how to drive and how to maintain and save your tires. He can only benefit these guys. I mean, I think the Prees, the Banks, the Schaefers, all these guys, this got to be sucking it up in here. And I don't think they're too worried about having him around because they're going to probably learn a thing or two.
guys, and I'm sure they're probably asking him questions and can learn. It's great to have him out there. But Dean, we look ahead to Las Vegas next week. Not as old and worn out surface, but man, it's going to be a good race and a little bit quicker, I think. Because that track can really sneak up on you.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be different. Auto Club, kind of obviously more you can run anywhere on the track. I think it's going to be narrowed down a little bit at Vegas, and we'll see how these guys do there, and we'll have all that coverage Friday night. 9:30. It says 9, but 9:30, a little bit later. So please come out and enjoy that. But for myself, Dean Doucette, and for Mr. Jared Carr, that's going to wrap it up from Auto Club. And we'll see you right here next time on